If you are speaking on every time, you almost need it. Oh, you know what?
Is he on? Yeah, we got to talk.
Am I allowed to be in the front?
Yeah. Hey, Red, you see a party.
Educational adventure on store for today, where we are able to Skype with Cory Doctorow in London. Yes, London. He is graciously giving up his time to converse with us. One of the things I think is so amazing, not only about the generation that you guys are growing up, being that we have this ability to communicate with an author who's alive. William Shakespeare was not who you guys read that fellow, you know that. But then we can talk to Cory Doctorow directly about questions we have with little brother. But at the same time, in this class, we can have a conversation with everybody that's in honors at the same time. Amazing. Right? Isn't that crazy? That we can join forces and have 120 of you all discussing a novel that you've read. Almost like a whole school read. That's fun. Am I still talking? I'm pretty sure I still hear myself. So I want to make sure. I know. I've already had the conversation with my two Scott. So, for those of you that have that conversation online, I think this is what we cover it live, but it's actually residing in my class blog. So if you all want to go on your phones or if you have your laptops, it's smith981415.blogspot.com. You'll be able to have a conversation about the question.
Just gave me a new face. Yeah, you should. It's that weird.
When you're talking to him, you want to look here, not there, because then you look like you're looking at yourself. And then when he's talking to you, he's going to be up there, so you can look up there. When you're talking to him,
All right. Do I just stay here?
he's going to come up. He's going to come up. It's not going to be your face. He's going to come up. And you're in his life. Then he'll probably say, good morning, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And then give him a second to the side. And then say,
I look so. Yeah. Yeah, I always wear bad. Shout out to all the pairs.
We're just waiting for Mr. Doctorow to go over or it. And then I have to click on like a button here. We're just waiting for Mr. Doctorow to join. He's there, it's just not.
start talking to him.
Hi, Mr. Doctorow. Good
Hi
morning.
there.
How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm not getting any feed from your camera, weirdly.
Uh-oh. That's so good.
I think I just turned off my own video instead now, and now I've turned the camera around. Let's fix that.
There you are.
If only I knew how computers worked.
Well, my name is Jake, and I had the opportunity to...
So can you see us now?
Oh, can you see us now?
I don't see you guys. I can hear you just fine. As long as you're not sneakily making faces back there.
We're not making faces. We're not making faces.
All right.
You have a really good looking audience. We'll just say that.
Hey, Cory, it's Ann. Hi. Hey, Carl's going to send you a link to the public broadcast, and we're going to see if that works better. When Carl and I tested this yesterday, it worked just fine, so I don't know what the problemo is, but, you know, you two computer whizzes should be able to figure this out, I would think. Or you could probably get a kid up here. Maybe that would work, too.
Yeah, that's what you want to
Say, Mr. Doctor, can you hear us?
Mr. Doctorow, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes, we can't hear him. Yeah,
All right,
we can't hear you. We see you nodding and saying yes.
No, you guys put the microphone.
Oh. No.
No, that's too turn it. That's too muted. Too turn it.
Why did you change?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. I can't see on my phone, but I can see on my laptop, so we're good.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Now introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Jake, and I will have the opportunity to ask you the first question. So,
Okay.
my question is, how did you intend for Marcus to be portrayed? Was maturation and coming of age an intentional theme in the book?
Well, I think that every novel is in part a story about how a character changes, right? That's kind of intrinsic to what novels are. And the most substantial change that adolescents make is they come of age. You know, if you're trying to figure out how a person is changed by a story, and that person is a teenager, chances are one of the ways in which that person is going to be changed is by becoming more mature.
Do you have a follow-up question?
Actually, I don't.
You don't? Say
No.
thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
My name is Madison. My question was, do you think there's anything we can do to stop the cycle of trading in freedoms for safety?
You know, it's funny you should ask that. I'm actually, like, when I spoke to you, just before I got on this call, I was reviewing this book, writing up my review of it. It's the new Bruce Schneier book, and Bruce Schneier is this, like, eminent cryptographer. The book is called Data and Goliath, and it comes out on March the 2nd. And I had just gotten to the point in my review where I was writing about how Schneier has, like, the most interesting thing about this book is that the last third of it is a very plausible roadmap for going from surveillance as we know it now to a world where surveillance is kind of a bad memory, a thing we think of as like an unfortunate piece of our history. And he lays out a roadmap for changing government, for changing businesses, and then for changing our own behavior, and shows how those three all work together. You know, the corollary of the fact that our surveillance culture makes a lot of money for some companies that continue to that push for it, that governments rely on those profitable companies to collect all of our data so that they don't have to spend a lot of money to collect the data. They just show up at Google or Facebook and just pull in all the data that Google and Facebook shareholders have paid to collect on us. And the fact that we all feel so hopeless about it, the corollary of that is, if Google and Facebook collected more data about us, if the government changed its relationship to our privacy, if we changed our privacy norms, that whole thing starts to unravel. The very thing that reinforces it also makes it fragile, because each one of those factors relies on the others to be sustainable. You know, the reason governments don't effectively regulate surveillance by Facebook is because if they did, they would have to spend the money to build their own Facebook to get all of our data. So you see a path through this. There's all these organizations that are working on personal solutions, things that you can do as an individual to start changing your relationship to data, like using good cryptographic tools. If you look at the Reset the Net website, pack.resetthenet.org, you'll see a whole collection of highly usable tools for every operating system to help you improve your own privacy. And that's not just privacy against corporations and the government, but also against identity thieves and all kinds of snoops. And it's a good idea to do, and once you're in the habit of it, it's quite easy. And as that kind of takes hold, the whole picture of surveillance starts to unravel, starts to change.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Cory.
Hi.
People often credit my generation for knowing a lot about technology, but most about what you wrote in the book kind of blows my mind. So I was wondering where you learned so much about coding and like computer technology.
Sure. Yeah, so I think that the whole narrative of digital natives is a pretty bad one, because it implies that, like, just by dint of having been born in this millennium instead of the last one, that you guys have some kind of mystical grasp on how technology should be used, which is rather a lot of responsibility to put on young people who are just figuring out the world. You know, young people do amazing things, but one of the things that turns a promising young person into a well-developed older person is making whole crap tons of mistakes and learning from them. And when we say, oh, well, everything that a teenager does with the internet is what the internet is supposed to be used for, we preclude the possibility that they're teenagers and they're making mistakes while they figure out how to be adults. And so, you know, Dana Boyd, who's a great security or anthropologist who researches how young people, especially marginal and at-risk young people, use the internet, shows that young people are actually extremely privacy conscious about the internet, just about the wrong people. Young people tend to worry inordinately about how their parents and teachers are gathering data on them, and not nearly enough about how future employers and governments will use the data that they're releasing. And so, you know, young people left Facebook in droves when their parents' generation started using it, and they took to using, say, Snapchat or Instagram as their default tool. But both Facebook and Instagram are the same company, and all of your user data is being harvested by both of them. And so it doesn't really matter that, you know, which one you're using if what you're worried about is being safe from governments in the future or police forces or future employers or a future leak by Facebook, although it will keep you more or less secret from your parents. In terms of how I got involved with computers, my dad was a programmer, and he started bringing home computers in the old days when they were really dumb. And the amazing thing about a dumb computer is it does very little until you figure out how to make it do stuff. You know, the first computer I had didn't have a screen. It was just a roll of paper in a teletype printer with a little keyboard and a phone plug, and you dialed the computer at the university on a phone, and then you hung the phone up in this little thing called an acoustic coupler, and the printer started working. And what that meant was if you wanted this fairly cool thing to do anything beyond sort of hum at you, you had to figure out how to make it do stuff. And so that was a very interesting and satisfying intellectual challenge, and I really took it to heart. Hello? I'm going to try calling you back. Hello?